In a small, peaceful town lived a gentle, hard-working man named Rizwan. He was known for his kindness, a quality instilled in him by his widowed mother, Khalida Begum. She had raised him in their small, humble home with immense love, endless sacrifice, and countless prayers. Rizwan was her world, and she was his. But life has a way of testing the strongest bonds. When Rizwan married Maham, a slow and painful change began to creep into their lives. At first, Maham was polite, respectful even. But beneath the surface, a storm of jealousy and insecurity was brewing. She couldn't stand the deep respect and priority Rizwan gave his mother. She saw Khalida Begum not as a loving parent, but as a rival for her husband's affection and attention. The whispers started subtly. Day by day, like a slow-acting poison, her words seeped into Rizwan's heart. "Your mother controls your life, Rizwan," she would say. "She makes every decision for you. How can we ever build our own future like this?" Then came the more direct attacks. "We can never truly grow as a couple if she stays with us. We need our own space." And finally the most painful suggestion. "Move out, let's start fresh, just the two of us." Rizwan resisted. His heart ached at the thought of leaving the woman who had given him everything. He loved his mother deeply. He tried to reason with Maham to find a middle ground, but her insecurity had built a wall too high to climb. He was torn between the woman he loved and the mother he cherished. The tension in the house became unbearable, a silent war fought with glances and clipped sentences. Then came the night that shattered everything. Maham, with tears in her eyes and a coldness in her voice, gave him an ultimatum. "It's either me or your mother, Rizwan. Either we live separately or I leave you for good." The words hung in the air, heavy and final. Rizwan stood frozen, his world spinning. He should have been brave. He should have defended his mother, reminded his wife of the sanctity of that relationship. But he didn't. His biggest mistake was choosing silence over courage. And that silence was a betrayal that echoed louder than any angry word. It broke his mother's heart. He moved out. Khalida Begum watched her son pack his bags, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. She didn't plead or argue. She simply watched a part of her soul walk out the door. From that day on, her small, once warm home turned colder with every passing night. The silence became a constant, suffocating presence. Every evening, she would sit by the door, her gaze fixed on the empty street, hoping to see his familiar figure. She yearned for him to come, to hug her, to sit beside her and share his day, just like he used to. But Rizwan rarely visited. His guilt was a heavy cloak he couldn't shake off, and seeing his mother's sad eyes only made it heavier. And on the rare occasions he did come, Maham made sure the visits were short, filled with awkward silences and hurried goodbyes. Through all this, Khalida Begum never complained. She never uttered a single curse or a word of resentment against her son or his wife. Her pain was a private conversation between her and her Creator. She would spread her prayer mat and pour out her heart, not in anger, but in supplication. "Ya Allah," she would whisper through her tears. "Guide my son. He is lost. Forgive him. Protect him. Please, don't let him suffer for his mistakes. Don't punish him through his own children." Her love was unconditional, her forgiveness already granted, even when it wasn't asked for. Months turned into years. The distance between mother and son grew wider, not just in miles, but in spirit. The phone calls became less frequent, the visits almost non-existent. Rizwan was busy building his new life, a life his mother was no longer a part of. Then, one cold winter morning, the phone rang. The voice on the other end was somber. "Rizwan, your mother is no more." The words hit him like a physical blow. His world collapsed. Everything went silent. The air was knocked out of his lungs. His mother gone? It didn't seem possible. He rushed to his childhood home, a place he had avoided for so long. The house was filled with people, their quiet grief a heavy blanket over everything. He saw her, lying peacefully, her face calm. At the funeral, when he reached out and touched her cold hands, a lifetime of guilt pierced through his soul like 1,000 sharp knives. The weight of his neglect, his silence, his betrayal, crashed down on him. He fell to his knees, his body shaking with uncontrollable sobs. "Amy, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Amy." But it was too late. Forgiveness was no longer a conversation he could have. It was a prayer lost to the heavens, and he was too late to offer it in person. His regret was a wound that would never fully heal. Life, as it does, went on. Rizwan and Maham had a son, whom they named Ehsan. Holding his baby boy, Rizwan made a solemn promise to himself and to the memory of his mother. "I will never let my son feel what my mother felt. I will be the best father, always there for him." He poured all his love and attention into Ehsan, hoping to atone for his past sins by being a perfect parent. But the universe has its own way of balancing the scales. The cycle of actions and consequences, what many call Makafat-e-Amal, never forgets an address. As Ehsan grew up and got married, history began to repeat itself, like a chilling echo from the past. Maham, who had once poisoned Rizwan's mind against his own mother, now found her daughter-in-law doing the same to her son. The same whispers, the same complaints about privacy, the same feeling of being an outsider in her own son's life. One evening, Ehsan came to Rizwan. His expression was serious, his words carefully chosen, but they struck Rizwan with the force of a memory he had tried to bury. "Babu," Ehsan began, "my wife and I have decided to move out. We need our privacy. We need to start our own life." The same words, the same excuses. The same heart-wrenching pain, the same betrayal. In that moment, Rizwan wasn't just a father hearing his son's decision. He was his own mother, Khalida Begum, standing at the door, watching her world walk away. Just as Rizwan had left his mother, his son was now leaving him. The dam of grief he had built for years finally broke. That night, Rizwan cried to Allah, his voice choked with a pain he now understood completely. "Ya Rab, my Lord. Now I understand, now I feel it. I did this to my mother. And today, that pain has returned to me. You are just." He finally understood the depth of his mother's silent suffering. He felt the chill of the lonely evenings, the ache of a heart waiting for a call that never comes. From that day, Rizwan changed. He started going to the mosque for every prayer. He gave charity in his mother's name, hoping the rewards would reach her. He sought out every elderly woman he could find, offering help, a kind word, or just his time seeing his mother's face in each of them. He spent the rest of his days seeking a forgiveness he felt he could never truly earn, hoping that his repentance would be accepted. This story leaves us with a heavy but powerful lesson. When you hurt your parents, life has a way of returning that same hurt to you, often multiplied. The prayers of parents can build palaces of happiness for you, but their tears of pain can wash away the foundations of your entire life. So before it's too late, look at your relationships. Fix your heart. Fix your home. Cherish your parents while you still can, because the door to their forgiveness is only open for a lifetime. Don't be the one who arrives too late. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please share it with others who might need to hear it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that aims to inspire and reflect.